All right, so one of the questions that I get asked all the time is, how do I be prepared without being a prepper? Okay, because when people think of prepper, they think of zombie apocalypse and end of the world and world without law and all these crazy scenarios that could take place. And they don't want to associate with that. They don't want to spend the time, money, or energy into being that level of prepared. And that's the thing with personal preparedness, is it can be as little or as huge as you want it to be. And there are people that just want to make it through day-to-day life, right? The minor little inconveniences, they just want to try to avoid those as much as possible. And that's what preparedness is. Preparedness is making those little inconveniences more manageable. It's about making big catastrophic events more manageable. And so the more manageable you can make your life, the more prepared you are. And so with these 4 things, I am hoping that I can get somebody to take that first step. And if you stay at that first step, that's why they call it personal preparedness. If your personal preparedness level is step 1, I would rather have you be 1 step forward than 10 steps back, right? Or if you want to take step 1 today and then go towards power outage preparedness or natural disaster preparedness or just self-reliance and being able to take care of things that could happen around your house preparedness, or or even zombie apocalypse preparedness. It's up to you. It's your personal level, but I feel like these 4, technically 5 things can aid you into being a lot more prepared than, say, the average person that doesn't think about preparedness at all. So the first thing is the one that I'm not including because I think everybody has it. And not only does everybody have it, but everybody uses it for preparedness. And they don't even realize it. And I plan to make a whole dedicated video on prepared but not a prepper, where I talk about things that people own and use that makes them a prepper, and they don't even realize it. And so it's just the difference in mindset that the preppers have to the normal people on the same thing you already own, like a phone. This is prepper gold right here. And a lot of people don't realize that, because if you're in danger, you can call 911. If you're stuck somewhere, you can call a tow truck, you can call friends, you can call family, you can check the weather, right? If it's storming outside and you decide to go get a cheeseburger at McDonald's and you get stuck in the ditch because it's freezing rain, they said no travel, and you didn't have that information, and you got stuck in the ditch, you're in a serious situation. You took a minor inconvenience, right? If you would have looked at the weather and said it's freezing rain, they're advising no travel, I'll just stay home, eat popcorn, watch Netflix, right? It's a tiny inconvenience, and it stayed a tiny inconvenience because you used your phone to gather that information. But if you didn't have that information and you did go out and you did get stuck, you're turning a minor inconvenience into a dangerous situation, right? So checking the weather, calling friends, calling family. If the power goes out, you can see if the power is going to be out for a couple hours or a couple days. And if the power is going to be out for a couple hours, maybe you just wait it out. It's going to be out for a couple days. Maybe you call friends and family to see if you can stay with them for a few days. I mean, this thing does everything. If you're hungry, you can type in, where can I get food? And Google will tell you where to get food. And then you can use the GPS to find the restaurant, find the grocery store, find whatever it is you're looking for. If you're about to run out of gas, it'll tell you where the nearest gas station is. I mean, this thing can prevent so many problems from happening, and most people don't even realize. They text, they call, they check their Facebook, and they don't realize how important this device really is in personal preparedness. And because it's so important, the first official item on the list is a power bank. This power bank, they don't make it anymore. And I chose to show you this one on purpose because it doesn't matter what name, it doesn't matter what brand. All that matters is that it charges your phone. And it doesn't have to be the newest, brightest, shiniest thing. Okay, you don't have to go out and buy a brand new power bank with all the bells and whistles. It just has to be able to charge your phone. This one is about the size of my phone. I can put both of these in my front pocket and I can charge my phone. And so in the description box down below, I will leave a link to Anchor battery packs. The Anchor battery packs are my favorite one. I'm going to link a cheap one and an expensive one. The cheap one will charge your phone 1, maybe 2 times. The expensive one will charge your phone 4, maybe 5 times. Okay, so depending on how much money is how much charges you're going to get. But again, if you're stranded somewhere, being able to charge your phone so you can call for help. If your phone dies, you're stranded somewhere, you're kind of out of luck. Being able to charge it helps. If your car breaks down, a lot of people have car chargers in their cigarette lighters or their 12-volt adapters in their car. If your car battery dies and it won't start, you still need something to charge your phone. Now, if you're at home and the power goes out, you still need something to charge your phone. So having this is going to make it so that no matter what happens, you always have a very important survival tool with you, or prepper tool. The next thing is a flashlight. A flashlight is huge. It takes, again, small inconvenience. The power goes out. Not a big deal. I'll use the flashlight, find my phone, see what's going on, make plans. Not a big deal. Minor inconvenience. But if you don't have a flashlight, if you don't have a way of seeing in the dark, and that minor inconvenience ends with you falling down the stairs, it's now a very dangerous situation, right? That could have easily been prevented with a basic flashlight. Have a couple of these. Again, this is old. They don't make this one anymore either. It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be bright and flashy and a billion lumens. No, just go to Walmart, go to a truck stop or a gas station. You don't even have to use the affiliate links. Just go to Walmart, go to a gas station, just pick up a cheap flashlight, get some batteries, get some extra batteries, maybe pick up one for the bedroom, pick up one for the living room so that you can have them no matter what you're doing or where you're going, have one in the kitchen. And that way when the power goes out, or even just if a light bulb burns out, right? If the light bulb at the bottom of the stairs goes out and you flip the switch and you can't see, having a flashlight, being able to see what you're doing, being able to change the light bulb with the flashlight because the light bulb went out. It's a very good, handy tool. And again, it takes those minor inconveniences and it keeps them a minor inconvenience. Excuse me. Number 3 is a fire extinguisher. Now this one is shiny and new because it's very important. This one is not shiny and new. This is our old one. The reason I have 2 is because I want you to understand that different fire extinguishers do different things. And so if you have one that works really well for electrical fires, but not grease fires, you probably don't want to keep it in the kitchen, right? Because a grease fire is the most common fire in a kitchen. And if it can't put out that fire and you feel safe because there's a fire extinguisher in your kitchen and it can't put out the most common fire in the kitchen, you might want to reconsider. Okay, so do some homework, learn the differences between an ABC and different kinds of fire extinguishers, and make sure that you study fire safety. One of the stories, so when I was a teenager, I was making a pizza. Excuse me, my voice is going out. I was making a pizza and I left it in there too long and all the cheese and everything melted onto the bottom element. And when I opened the door, a little fire started. And so I yelled, "Mom, where's the fire extinguisher?" And she comes running in because she thinks the house is going to burn down. And she just closed the oven door and suffocated the fire. And that was it. It was the end, right? If I didn't know fire safety, right? My parents, it was common knowledge to them, right? They knew how to put out the fire. They knew how to avoid the fire. They had been most of their lives without having to deal with a fire. So when I started the fire, she knew exactly what to do. And then she sat me and my younger brother down and we're like, listen here, okay? If the oven starts on fire, don't wreck my whole kitchen with the fire extinguisher. Just suffocate the fire. Same thing if you have a pan on the stove. Put a lid on it, suffocate it. Don't ruin my whole kitchen, right? And so it's only common knowledge if it's taught to everyone. You have to understand you're born knowing nothing. Somebody had to teach you how to use the bathroom. Someone had to teach you how to use a spoon to feed yourself. Somebody had to teach you what you could and could not eat, right? It's only common knowledge when it's taught to everyone. And so you have to make sure that you are learning as much as possible, but also teach people around you so that they don't end up burning anything down or ruining an entire kitchen for no reason. The fourth and final thing on the list, I have a set of keys here because, again, your vehicle is a very important preparedness gadget gear. Your vehicle's, it's air conditioning, it's heat. You can go to wherever you need to. You can go get food. You can go to someplace safe. You can go to a friend's house. You can go to a family member's house. You can go pick them up and bring them to your house. You can charge your phone. You can do, there are people that live in their vehicle. You know what I mean? There are times where our air conditioner went out at one point, and me and the dog just went for a drive so that we could take a break from the heat. We cranked the air conditioning, we cooled down, we got a break from the heat because our air conditioner broke. There was another time where I live in Minnesota, so the winters can get really cold sometimes, and sometimes we'll drive around looking at Christmas lights and we'll crank the heat up, because if we turn the thermos up, if we turn the heat in the house up, even just like 1 or 2 degrees, it takes a lot of fuel and a lot of energy to heat up this entire house. Where I can go inside the vehicle, crank that heat as hot as it'll go, drive around, look at the Christmas lights, and get nice and warm and toasty inside the vehicle, and it's a lot less expensive. It takes a lot less energy. It takes a lot less time to heat up. And so again, in your vehicle, if you keep a spare set of work clothes in your vehicle, something bad can happen here. You can go to a friend's house, you can go to a family member's house, and you can still wake up and go to work the next morning. If you have too much to drink at a friend or family member's home, you can spend the night, sleep on the couch, avoid the Dewey, avoid the car accident, avoid all the mistakes that people make when they drunk drive. You can stay at your friend's house and you can change into fresh work clothes and still make it to work that next morning. I mean, your vehicle, again, it's something everybody owns, a lot of people own, or you know somebody that has one and you can go get a ride with somebody, and everybody has one, everybody uses it, and they don't understand that it itself is a prepper unit. It's a prepper item that can really help you in a lot of different situations. And so with your phone, a way to charge your phone, a flashlight, some fire extinguishers, and your vehicle itself. Again, I don't have a lot to link in the description box down below. The only thing is probably going to be the power banks, because you don't want to get a cheap one because sometimes they just won't hold a charge themselves. So you'll rely on it. You'll go to plug your phone to charge your phone in, and this itself will be dead. That's why I like Anchor, because they can hold a charge for long periods of time. Go to Walmart, go to a gas station, get a flashlight. You might even already have a fire extinguisher. You probably already have all this stuff, right? You are prepared. It doesn't take a lot to be prepared for everyday emergencies. And from here, from this basic kit, from this basic stuff, you can grow in any way your heart desires. You can do, if your oven stops working, what's your backup plan for that? What are you going to make sure that if your oven goes down, it's a minor inconvenience instead of a huge setback? If your refrigerator breaks, what are you going to do? Do you have coolers? Do you have ways of making that a minor inconvenience instead of a huge setback? If your toilet stops working, if your shower stops working, again, a lot of those things you can just go get a hotel room, stay at a friend's house, right? It all starts right here, okay? It's just a little bit here, a little bit there, and then one day you'll be prepared for most situations. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you on my next video.